Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl on my BDC. Thanks for clicking on this video. Thanks for joining in. I'm a lifestyle vlogger, family vlogger, food vlogger living in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Yes, I recently relocated. Just in case you're joining in to Canada, November 2nd. Yes, and it's just been a journey. So in this video, I would like to share with you guys my what has been like settling in after a month. It's about over a month since we moved here, and obviously it's important to give more or less like an update on what has been like settling in, because I've just been sharing more of vlogs, and it's actually been only vlogs, and it's just important to have this one-on-one chat with everyone. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're interested in this kind of video, just do make sure to stay tuned, and let's go. Alone inside a crowd, 'cause I can't see you anywhere. So before I continue, or before I start, it's very important for me to thank everyone that has watched my videos, everyone that has commented, that has engaged on my videos, and to welcome my new subscribers. Is as in, you guys are just giving me joy. I want to welcome you guys. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting. Thanks for your encouraging words. Thanks for your compliments, for your comments, everything. And yes, I want to officially celebrate hitting 1000 subscribers. I'm so excited. I am so grateful. It's been not like a long time coming, but yes, it's been something I've been looking forward to, and I'm grateful for that. So I'm going to be looking at my I have, because I want to have a reasonable train of thought, or I don't want to lose my train of thought. So I've written like key things, just things I'm going to talk about to make it easy for me. So I'm looking at a paper in my hand, so I just wanted to let you know, just in case. So the first thing I want to talk about is just the general settling in so far. Yeah. So about settling in, I will say we've been able to settle in pretty much well, pretty much okay. It's been smooth so far. It has not really had any I've not really had any hiccups, or we've not really had any hiccups when it comes to settling in. If you watch our vlog, we came into our apartment, and thanks to Almighty God, thanks to Allah and my cousin, that was possible for us. So settling in has been great. We have pretty much everything that we need. It's just obviously as time goes by, and we start earning money, or as we start making money, would we'll be able to start, having more things and making our house complete. But so far, we have pretty much all the things that we need. We have our furnitures. We have, if you've not watched the video of how we got our furnitures, the link is going to be in my description box just for you to watch it. We got them for free. Yeah, that's amazing. So we have our furnitures, we have our cookwares. We brought our cookwares from Nigeria. We've not been able to buy any new set of pots, but at least the one we bought from Nigeria, bought like 3 pots, has been very useful. And that's pretty much about settling in. Obviously, you can't have everything all in 1 month. It's going to take time for you to keep making your house a home, or making your home a home. So I think I'm very glad, or I'm very satisfied. Yes, I'm contented with where we are at this moment. So I think that's pretty much it about settling in. So the next one is shopping, taking buses and all those things. So I think if I want to say I've had any challenges being in Canada, I'll be like, that's pretty much the only challenge I have whenever it's time to go out to shop. It's because of the weather, because of trying to, not yet knowing about, we don't really know much about the bus system. We're still trying to get used to the bus system, acclimatize ourselves to the bus system. We don't know how the streets are named, the locations. So we're still getting used to that, plus doing that in, during winter in this weather. So it makes it a bit more difficult. In a big city, yes, it's pretty big. In a big city where you have to go places, you need to go shopping, you need to go to downtown for one thing or the other. Navigating that transit system has not been the easiest. Obviously, I expected it, but when you experience it, it's still you still get to feel, no matter how much you've expected, you still get to feel it when you experience it. And before we got a stroller for mama, it was more tedious, but getting a stroller for her made it easy. And you can push the stroller into the bus, which is just amazing. That's even why I prefer taking buses than taking cabs, because when I want to take a cab, I still have to carry her from the stroller, fold the stroller, put it inside the boot. Just that transferring thing can be very stressful for both of us. But with the bus, there's a way they help you put down that entrance thing for you to just push in the stroller. And there's actually a space for you to stay. If people are even sitting down there, they will stand up for you so that you can sit with your baby in the stroller. So I think that's just pretty much it. Navigating it has not been the easiest, but it's not something you can't do. Like back in Nigeria, it's not maybe taking buses to was easy. We have to run after buses, but we got used to that growing up over time, and that's just pretty much it. Over time, we're going to get used to it. And we just might not even have to get used to it for so long, because the aim is to get a car. And that leads me to the next thing I want to talk about, getting a car. See, I cannot overemphasize the importance of getting a car, having a car. Like every single time I go out and I experience the difficulty of taking buses. Okay, let me first talk about what makes taking buses difficult so that you understand. So it's more or less, it will have been easy if some places you go to or everywhere you go to, one bus right is enough. But the problem is when you have to take about three buses before you get somewhere, especially where you're staying, depending on where you're staying. I know some people, that's one of the things some people benefit when they stay very close to downtown, or where they stay very close to where they stay in places where the bus activities are more. The only downside of where we're living, and there's no way we would have found out, there's no way we would have noticed. Our house is very close to a bus stop, but we didn't know that buses don't really run too often, because where we stay, people take more of cars, have their cars and all those things. So buses run, but they don't really run too often. And the major bus kill was when we found out that buses don't run on weekends. So it's very important that you kind of prepare yourself for getting a car, because when you want to transfer from one bus to another, that is usually the problem. Sometimes you get down from one bus and you just all you need to do is wait at the bus stop, the exact bus stop you get down from. That one is not an issue. But usually when you want to take like three buses or so, the third one of those three buses will tell you to take a walk to a particular place, and you don't know the direction. You don't know if you're turning left. You don't know if you're turning right. No, I've used Move It app. I've used some apps, and I've still had that kind of difficulty. So I think over time, when we get used to the road and all those things, but if you have your car, you might not really have to go through that. Having to read the map while you're in the cold, your hands are freezing. So it's just important. If you can afford to get a car, if you can afford it, why not? Please do. Don't even wait. But if you cannot afford it, just prepare your mind for the fact that like you might have to go through some difficulties, especially if you don't have someone that will be taking you around every time. Yes, my cousin took us around or takes us around once in a while. I have like two cousins here, and they help once in a while, especially when it's very important. But on things that we have to also, acclimatize ourselves and get to know our environment. We have to get used to the code, so we have to go out ourselves as well. And they are busy, so just have to do what we have to do. But I keep telling my husband that, as I know there's nothing we could have done, because it was not in our budget. We knew that to get a very good car, we need to have more than what we did have. So we just prepared our mind for when we start working, we'll probably save up to buy a car or maybe finance. But let me not just talk too much about it. I can't overemphasize it enough. Getting a car. That is the third thing I want to talk about. If you can, because I really wish we could, but over time we will do that. So the next thing I want to talk about is, family support, and that everything is just intertwined. I've already talked about it. Family and friend support. We've had moments where we needed to do some things and we just call our cousin, one of our cousins, one of them will shall answer us and be able to create time or find time to take us to wherever we're going. Like when we went to Center Flave, it was another cousin of mine, not the one you've seen, that took us to Center Flave. And when we were coming back, it was my cousin, yes, my sponsor, that picked us from there. And we've had, the day we bought our TV, it was a family friend that helped us in picking it up. He went to my husband to pick it up because we needed a large space in the car. So he has an SUV and he was able to help us to pick it up. So in as much as we can say yes, you can settle in on your own, you can do this, you can do that, this country is welcoming. You have an edge. Obviously there's an edge to having when you have family members and friends, you know wherever you are. So our families have been supportive, our friends, our family friends have been supportive. They've made the landing in, the settling in phase a bit smoother than it would have been if we just didn't have anybody. So that's another part I wanted to talk about. We've been having amazing time with families, and they've made us feel at home. Now, this is one part that, see, I'm going to have to dissect it. I probably will dissect it now or another video, and that is our finances, paying of bills, how we use our utilities. There are 2 points, but I'm just going to talk about them together. So when it comes to our finances, obviously we came with some money. We had to buy dollars as usual. We came with some money, and how we did it was, we've already from Nigeria. We've already planned our money out, the best way we could. The amount of time, like we gave ourselves a time frame. Okay, this amount of money should be able to help us pay our bills for so amount of time, and by His grace, before we finish the money, we should have been able to get a job. That has been our plan so far, and we've been grateful to the Almighty. I'm grateful to the Almighty that He has, Allah has been faithful to us. He has been kind to us, and things have been going smoothly. We've been able to get things free, which has kind of eased up, or kind of helped ease on, made it easy when it comes to the spending. So some things that we've already budgeted on, that we're going to spend on, we're going to buy. We've not had to spend on those things because we've gotten them for free. So that's pretty much about how we planned our money. We paid our bills. We've already paid our house rent before we came here. My cousin helped us with that. So we paid our house rent from Nigeria the first month, and we got our utility, we got our mobile and our home internet. And the very first month we had to pay bills. I want to talk about our home internet. So um the home internet, sorry, not the home internet, our mobile internet, we used Virgin, or we are using Virgin. And I would say it's not so. When we saw our first bill, it was a bit, I was not feeling it, because I just, it's something we're new to, how the billing system here when it comes to internet, especially mobile internet. So I had to like call to complain that, why are you guys billing me this much? There's just a whole lot of explanation to it. Eventually, they were able to remove the money, like they slashed out of the money, or they cut out of the money, just to, make me feel comfortable, and just to satisfy their customers. But the truth of the matter is, I think at that point in time, they had not known why that charge was there. So the next month, they actually billed me. Yes, they removed the money that they gave me back. And obviously, when I called customer care, they explained to me why that charge was there. So I was trying to call my cousin's wife, and I just dialed the number. I didn't use plus one. I felt we're both in Canada. I don't need to use plus one. But I think my phone is was still at that time used to, me calling Nigerian number. So it automatically gave me, just added +234 to the number. So I noticed that I kept on calling her and it kept on sending me to voicemail, sending me to voicemail. I just assumed it wasn't going through. It was when my husband checked it, now said that it's +234 is added to it. So it's assuming it's a Nigerian number. So I just removed the +234 and I added +1 and I was able to call her. I didn't know that that voicemail it was sending me to, it was charging me for it, because in Nigeria, if you're calling a wrong number, the number does not exist as a Nigerian number. It will just say not reachable. So I was arguing with the customer care agent. I was arguing and arguing. Eventually, I just realized, I think it was me that realized, or my husband that realized it, that, oh, this was the issue. So you just have to pay it. And I've learned it wasn't my fault. I don't know. I think it's their fault, but it's how they run their thing here. They removed $5 for me, so I will take that. Yeah, so that's that about paying the bills. We're trying, so I don't turn on my mobile data until when I need it, especially when I'm outside. When I need it is when I turn it on, so that I get to manage it. And our home internet is unlimited, so that one is just better. That one is better. Like, I can use it as much as I want for whatever I want to do. Other billing, or yeah, other bills has just been our house rent, and we've not paid for our home internet because the first I think the first month is free. Yes, I think the first month is free. And I don't know, I can't remember how they bill us for our home internet. We're using Shaw for our home internet, and it's pretty fast. It's pretty fast. It's not the fastest, but it's pretty fast. Yes. I get to upload my videos within less than an hour, about 40 minutes. So that's better compared to back in Nigeria. But over time, obviously, I want something faster. I want, like, within 5 minutes upload. Anyways, so we've not yet had to pay for our home internet. For our house rent, we've had to pay for another one, and so we've opened our account. We've opened, as of now, I've not yet uploaded that video, but you'll definitely see that video before this. We've opened our account. Is it opened our account or created our account? I don't know. I think he's opened our account, and we have like a joint account and individual account as well. So the way my husband did it, he put some of our bills on my account, some of our bills on his, just so that we get to split it that way. And getting the credit card as well, so that we'll be able to start having building our credit score. So we've paid for our rent, our next month rent, yes, the second month rent, and we've also paid for our hydro. So utilities is not inclusive in this our house, yes, it's not inclusive. So we still have to pay for our hydro and our water. Now the hydro comes with the heating, electricity, anything that, sorry, the heating, the lights, washing machine, gas, everything that we use apart from water is what the hydro um, takes care of. So our hydro was quite high, and it has helped us to know how to manage. So I think the very first one, because we're still used to the weather, trying to acclimatize ourselves to the weather, and we didn't really know about how to set that temperature very well. So every time we turn on the heater, we always put it at 30 degrees. So I think, and we turn it on for a longer period of time. So we had to pay about $130, for our hydro. It's not so much. I actually was thinking of, my mind was set at $100, and the same thing for my husband. But 130 is not so much. We're still getting used to it, and um, we use our electricity for almost everything. I know that it's cheaper for some people, but I don't know. It's not so much for us. For our apartment, it's a two-bedroom apartment, and we turn on the heaters for different places when we are there. So, but now we've learned about how to manage it. We just turn it on for a period of time, and after a while, when everywhere is warm, we turn it back off, and we try to layer up. Yes, so I think that's pretty much what we are trying to do. So we'll see the bill this next month, and we'll see if it's helpful, like doing it that way. Yeah, that's pretty much about the bills. What else about the bills? I think that's that about the bill. Now it's about job search. Yes, we still have not yet found a job. Yes, it's expected. Like if you get a job in the first month, you'll be counted as the favored one of the few people who has been fortunate to get a job early. Most people give themselves about 3 months to 6 months before they get a job. Do you understand? So I think we're still within that bracket. We're not yet ready. It's not yet time to start getting worried. So, but we've started looking for jobs. Yes, we started looking for jobs. So there's this YouTuber. She's in Calgary. She also just relocated, and she talked about an organization that helps new immigrants, get jobs. Not like they look for a job for them, but they just kind of guide them through, this job search and how to prepare themselves for getting jobs. And I just asked my husband if we have something like that in Winnipeg, and he said yes, that he wasn't just really interested in it. I said, me, I'm interested. He helped me to apply for it, and I have completed a workshop. Yes, it's a week workshop that has just guided me through, the whole Canadian work system thing. And I'll talk about that later in another video. I don't want to talk about that now, but we're still looking for jobs. I'm focused on looking for customer care jobs, especially remote. Like it's not even especially. I'm looking mainly for remote jobs, work at home jobs because of my daughter and because of the weather. Do you understand? Although remote jobs are now competitive because people are going back to work, as people are now going to office, back to the office, you know, the pandemic has gone down. It's not as it was, so people are now going back to work at their offices. So there's now a huge competition for work at home jobs. Yes, but that is what I can do now because of my daughter. She's less than 2 years old, and it's not really easy finding daycares in Winnipeg. You have to be on a waiting list, which we already are. So I just don't want to, apart from even the waiting list, I also don't want to just drop her in daycare. I want her to get used to this Canadian, life, the environment before she goes to daycare. And yes, I am still breastfeeding, so I'm working towards trying to win her. Hopefully before she turns two, I'm able to do that so that everything will just work out for us. So I'm still trying to look for jobs from home to work at home. Although it's not easy, because trust me, even though it's work at home jobs, they still want you to um not have a child. Sorry, not necessarily not have a child. They still want you to work in a very quiet environment. And I can only guarantee her being quiet if her dad is not working around the time I'm working. But I don't want to get myself worried about that. Let me even get a job first, and I will decide on, we'll talk about how we're going to navigate it, if it's something we can do or not. And I have other things planned up. I'm thinking of my career. I study pharmacology, so I'm thinking of my long-term goals, thinking of whether I should go into my masters, I should do my masters and practice my pharmacology, you know, profession. And I'm just looking at other options for me. And that's one of the things I like about here. There's an option for you to now think of your future. I'm not saying there isn't back in Nigeria, but it's just more plausible here. It's just more doable here. And government support people that go back to school with grants, with loans. And I just feel the sky is the limit. So I want to take advantage of that opportunity as well. And that's pretty much that about job search and um, the workshop. Now, the workshop, the organization that handles that workshop I attended, they call themselves Manitoba Starts. They are called Manitoba Start, and it was an amazing experience with them. I'm going to do another video separately talking about job search and just navigating this the job navigating getting jobs in Canada. Yes, in Winnipeg, Canada. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is just my general view about Canada, about Canada, about Canadians, about immigrants, other immigrants, and that's everything in Canada, Sha, and Winnipeg to be specific. And I will say, when it comes to my general view about Canada, I am not disappointed. I had prepared myself for coming here. I had done research. I watched YouTube videos, and I don't think there's anything that I'm disappointed about. Like I know that Canada is not perfect, so I've prepared myself for the imperfections, even though I don't know the exact ones. But there are some that I've already seen, I know that it's not easy to get. You might not get a job instantly. I know that Winnipeg is very cold. I know that it's usually better to have a car. Yes, I've realized the importance more, but I've always known, regardless of whether I knew or not, we knew that we will not be able to get a car. So there's nothing I can do about that. So I am happy about being here. And I'm just grateful to God. It's been an amazing experience. I like the fact that there's light 247. I like the fact that mosquito is not biting me. These are the little things that matter to me, So I'm grateful for all those things. I don't have to worry about those things I worry about back in Nigeria. All I need to worry about is my family's, growth, um, getting a job, and just growth in our family, growth in our life, and just interacting with new people, people of different culture. And that leads me to the Canadians, people living in Canada. I feel it's just people are pretty nice. I find it more, I look at it more on people are pretty courteous. Is that, am I saying that in English right? Courteous, yeah. Like people have more courtesy, than nice. I'm not saying people are not nice, but if you say hello, I just see it as you being courteous. That English. I see it from the courtesy perspective than from the nice perspective. And yeah, and people are still nice, but I've had people that they did not do anything special, you understand? So it's not like everybody is just like opening doors for you, closing doors for you. But yes, on a general scope of things, people are nice. There's respect for individuals anywhere you go. And I've not felt anything about racism. I'm pretty grateful for that. I've not felt. I don't even look out for it. So even if you're being racist to me, I probably will not notice. Maybe. I'm still new here, so I'm just saying my own. And I've gotten to meet all kinds of people from different parts, from other parts of the world that immigrated. And I think I would say one of the things I like about this place is it's not just it's not a, where this city I'm in, Winnipeg, you see people from different parts of the world. You see Canadians, you see Pakistani, Indians, Chinese, Japanese. You see all kinds of people. So you feel really welcome. You see Ghanaians, Jamaicans. You just know that, see, this country or this city, it is a place for lots of people. This is a place for immigrants. So you wouldn't really feel like left out of place. You feel like this is where I'm meant to be, and it's just great so far. I'm looking forward to more amazing experiences. I'm looking forward to um the future, yes, to the future, and I'll just keep you guys updated as things go, as life goes on for us. I know that there will be challenges. I'm not denying that. I know there will be challenges, and I'm I know that I will have moments I'm going to complain, but it's just life. There were challenges in Nigeria and I complained. So it's not specific. My complaining is not because of their challenges in Canada. It's just because of the kind of person I am. And I'm just happy. I'm excited. I have no regrets so far. And that's just pretty much everything. I've been talking for a while now, and I think it's time to just end this video here. I'm grateful, I'm happy, and my husband is also happy, and my baby. Yes, sorry. Why do I always have something to say when I'm about to end the video? Yes, let me just talk about my daughter, because people always call me and ask me, hope she's getting used to the environment, hope she's already settled in. Mama has been settled in from day one. She doesn't really notice the cold, she doesn't notice anything, and she's just pretty much, it's just typical of babies, typical of children. I've started taking her to play dates. At least spending the time she starts daycare, just for her to start, interacting with kids and just knowing what it is like, just getting used to the culture here. Yeah. And for her not to just be indoors. So I take her to play dates. And when it comes to the cold, I just have to take care of her. I have to just dress her up. And the same thing for us. We just have to lay her up. We dress well for the weather. We try our best to dress for the weather, lay her up, wear socks. We've bought all those things that can help us feel a bit warmer. And I'm going to do another video about winter gears, the things we got just to get us ready for the winter. Yes, even though it's already very cold. We're not yet in the winter, we're still in fall. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. She's acclimatizing pretty well. My husband is acclimatizing pretty well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was interesting. I hope I didn't ramble too much. If you have any questions for me, please always leave it in the comment section. I'm always here, yes, to answer your questions. And if you like this video, please give my video a thumbs up. As always, please subscribe to my channel. If you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe to this channel. Join this amazing family, and turn on your post notification bell so that whenever I upload new videos, you get to know about it immediately. I'll catch you all next time in my next video. Make sure you stay safe, take good care of yourself. Bye.
To speak, yeah, quick to change.